Okay, so we're at part 2 of breaking bad old habits. Okay, this video is about increasing your awareness of carbs. Okay, certain carbs, like this carb right here, cupcakes. I used to love these things. I used to eat this whole box like in one sitting, no problem, without even thinking of it. They're delicious. I mean, the packaging is incredible, right? So let's take a look at what's in this product. All right. Number one, we have this thing right here. You know what that is, right? That's the first ingredient, sugar. We have flour. And then we have high fructose corn syrup, palm oil. Then we have more corn syrup, cocoa, soybean oil, tallow, beef fat. Fascinating they put that in there. Glycerin, cocoa processed with alkali, modified corn starch. So they have corn starch, refined corn. Okay, definitely GMO. Put a little glyphosate on that. And then we have baking soda right here, salt, cornstarch. So we have modified cornstarch and cornstarch. We'll come back to that. Dextrose, whey, hydrogenated tallow. So they're basically making tallow into trans fats. I thought that was banned. Okay, inulin, that's a fiber. Egg, calcium carbonate, that's limestone. And then we have sorbic acid, potassium sorbate, calcium sulfate, egg whites, mono and diglycerides. You heard of a triglyceride? This is a diglyceride. Okay, so then we have xanthan gum, soy lecithin, cellulose gum, locust bean gum. That's all going to give it the texture that you need. Monocalcium phosphate, titanium dioxide for the coloring. See, you got coloring in there. You have to have it certain colors, right? Disodium phosphate, sunflower oil, chocolate liqueur, and defatted soy flour. So those are the ingredients in the right combination to give you the right sweetness, texture, color, and flavor, right? Now, here's the problem. Let's take a look at this nutritional label right here, okay? We have 170 calories. All right, so now there's 8 servings. So all of these calories and things right here are based on one of those servings. So you have to multiply all these by 8 if you're going to eat the whole thing, which I always did. And it's really difficult to have just one. But let's start off with the calories, 170. Okay, so let's say we eat just 4 today and we'll eat the rest tomorrow. Okay, 680 calories. It's going to take you about an hour of jogging to burn that off. So that's probably not going to happen with most people that are consuming this type of food. So what's happening, we're cramming all this fuel into the body, okay, without burning it off. Very dangerous. We'll come back to that. Now let's take a look first at the fat grams. It's 6 grams. That's 8% of this is fat. Then we get sodium, 240 milligrams, 10%. 10%. Wait a second. Now, there's no way that 10% of this is going to be actual salt. So, and they actually don't even say salt, they say sodium. There's a lot of other sodium in this product. Now, where could that be? Could there be some monosodium glutamate? I don't know. Maybe it's hidden as modified cornstarch. And that would make it more delicious, because if 10% of this was actual salt, sodium chloride, it would be too salty. When you consume more sodium without the chloride, it's not very salty. It's definitely going to retain fluid, but not very salty. Okay, carbs, 29 grams. That's 11% of this product is carbohydrates. 1 gram of fiber. Okay, if we deduct that, it's 28 net carbs. And then we get to the sugars. If we add the sugars plus added sugar, that's 19 grams. Now, if we multiply 29 minus 1, that's 28 grams of carbs times 4, that's 112 grams of carbs, okay? It's way, way, way too much. Now, here's the problem. When we combine refined fat with refined sugar, it starts to create a compound which is I'm going to give you a word here. It's glycated, which means it's kind of stuck together and it acts like glue in the body and it plugs everything up. The same thing happens when you add a protein with sugar. Okay, so that's one thing. I don't want to get into that at this point, but I do want to say if you eat fat with refined sugar, the body is going to metabolize the refined sugar as a priority over the fat. And the fat is going to be left unburned, unoxidized. That's right. So unoxidized fat increases the risk of insulin resistance. And if you've been watching my videos, you know what happens with that. It all goes downhill from there. Now, what we're doing is we're going to cram all this fuel from fat to sugar together and jam it into the mitochondria. That's the machine that is supposed to burn the fuel. But apparently, most people that are eating these type of foods, they're not exercising a lot. They're not burning off these calories. So you're going to get a lot of excess fuel crammed down the mitochondria without burning it. You're going to get so many free radicals, so much oxidants. And the problem is these refined fats and refined sugars don't have the antioxidants to counter that. Okay. So we get a lot of damage without any protection of these free radicals. Now, unfortunately, there's about 5 tissues in your body that don't have a lot of antioxidants. It's because your body does make antioxidants like glutathione, SOD, catalase, and there's many other ones. But these 5 tissues don't normally have as many antioxidants as other tissues. So we're talking about the retina, that's in the eye, the inside of the artery, the brain, your nerves, the kidney cell, and the beta cell in the pancreas that makes insulin. So what happens is you get a lot of extra damage to these 5 tissues when you overload the system with that much fuel and create that much oxidation and free radicals. And this is the typical pattern of a diabetic. So the real dangerous situation in this scenario is too much fuel producing too much damage without any ability to protect itself from that damage. So then the body develops insulin resistance as a protective mechanism. But the problem with that leads to a whole series of other issues. So this video is really about increasing your awareness about certain carbohydrates, what it does to the cells, especially if you're doing all these carbs without being able to burn them off at the same time. Very, very dangerous. And also the consequences of what happens. And hopefully that may motivate certain people to start to make changes that they wouldn't normally do. Hey, before you go real quick, I have a course entitled How to Bulletproof Your Immune System. It's a free course. I want you to take it. And here's why. Here's you. Here is your environment. Everyone is focused on this over here, avoiding your environment. But what about here? What about strengthening your immune system? That's what's missing. This course will show you how to bulletproof yourself, and so you can tolerate and resist your environment much better by strengthening your own immune system. I put a link down in the description right down below. Check it out and get signed up today.